Hello, welcome to Fir Park. Another update for the end of September, and I've been quite busy ballasting the track. As you can see here, I've started ballasting the upper level on the HO00, and I've just added a bit of green flock scatter there. Just move those coaches out of the way. You can also see that I've put a wall at the back there and a bit of shrubbery there. So this area is coming on. Obviously over there I'll have to do something with that to try and disguise the rafter. But yeah, I've made a start ballasting on the upper level. And I've also ballasted the other side of the layout as well, all the way along. Again using Woodland Scenic's fine grey medium, I think it is, ballast, and some knock green scatter, and I've gone all the way along. I've just ballasted inside the line that goes underneath the suspension bridge. Obviously I will fill in these gaps with sleepers. I've gone all the way along, and I'm not sure in the previous video if I mentioned it, but I've added in that parcel sort of depot there, just made the siding look a little bit overgrown. But yeah, so we're ballasted all the way up to the end, and also on the upper level as well, and I'm actually quite pleased with that. Obviously underneath here through the back there I haven't ballasted the track there yet. I'm not really too fussed about that at this stage because you can't really see it at this moment in time, so that is a future job. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this because obviously it's a job that nobody likes doing, but you know, if you want a realistic looking model, then you've got to do it. So yeah, we're well on the way this side. Just touching on train formations. In the sort of late 1980s, early 90s, the Eurocity sort of network was expanding, and the traditional sort of Trans-Europe Express luxury sort of first class services were sort of amalgamated into the Eurocity network. So I've got a rake here, which is what I've tried to portray for the late 80s period. So we've got a green baggage car. We've got a first class coach there in the sort of white and purple and sort of orangey sort of red. Then we've got a Trans-Europe Express first class and a restaurant coach. And then we've got the normal Eurofema coach there in blue and beige livery, and the normal express coaches, and that is a prototypical sort of Eurocity service, late 80s to sort of about 1992-3, and that's what I've tried to model with this particular rake of stock. That's on the upper level. Obviously painted the platforms there. This area here I should put a fence along here in time, and obviously paint that as well. But yeah, it's looking good. Now then, what have we here? I've got a couple of O-gauge bits and pieces. Now people are probably saying, oh no, what's the idiot doing now? Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. I'm dabbling in a little bit of O-gauge now. The N-gauge layout that I built up in the loft underneath the OOHO layout, it was so large, so complicated, and it was just too difficult for one operator, especially being an analogue layout. manually operated points, etc. And I had power issues, so it was no good, and I stopped seeing it work on it because I was just going to waste my time with it. So I've got a smaller N gauge layout which I'm going to use, but the baseboard up in the loft under the other layout is now cleared, and that will be an O gauge layout. Simple, straightforward, a circuited track going around with a couple of passing loops with a sort of half station sort of modelled, something along the lines of the Highland main line. And I've got a few coaches which I've been saving up for and selling a few bits. So I've got a BSO there, Daypole, and I've got a Helljan first class. Also picked up a Darstead West Highland line livery coach. I'll just get that one out and show you. Yep, there she is, Mark 1 with brass sides on it. I'm not going to get loads of these because they are quite expensive, and this particular example in this livery, West Highland line, operated on the Fort William to Mallaig line with the Highlander steam service as we know it today, the Jacobite, as a uniform rake. The odd one of these coaches did end up in a locomotive hauled rake on a certain normal service train, so that's why I've got one of these, just so I've got a representation of it. It comes with a booklet as well, polystyrene case with a piece of plastic, and obviously the plastic cover, and a cardboard box with some additional transfers. They are very good coaches, although I think I've got examples of Daypole, Helljan and Darstead. I'd probably say the Daypole Lionheart ones are the most realistic and the best price, to be honest. To complement those other coaches, I've got 3 Mark 1s, sort of SOs. So I've got my Mark 1 rolling stock now. I've got 6 Mark 1s, that's enough, I don't need anything else. They are very good, these Daypole Lionheart Mark 1s. I think they are the most realistic. They are massive, to be honest, compared to sort of N gauge, double O gauge. I've also picked up a Class 37 Helljan, and this one is the 37183 with Inverness emblems on there, Highland Stag, weathered as well. I'm really pleased with that. Again, it's massive, it weighs quite a bit, and it's quite a a step up from N gauge and double O gauge models. And I picked up an unbranded one as well, unnumbered, which I have done suitably in a sort of West Highland line theme, probably 37405 Strathclyde region. So I've got a couple of 37s, a few coaches, and I should probably have one of those 47s and a 26, and maybe a couple of Mark 2s, but I'm not going to go mad with this because obviously the cost of it, and you don't need as much in this scale as well, so you only need what you actually want, for the layout. So a Highland main line, I've got a nice selection of bits already, so it's a big step up this, but it's one I'm looking forward to, and I've got the space to do a circuited track, and I shall get cracking with that. And it sort of reinvented my interest, if you like, in model railways, because I did get a bit down a while ago. I was becoming a bit sort of flat, lacking inspiration, and doing something as mad as this, just dabbling in a bit of this has sort of reignited the interest. It's injected a bit of energy into it, something new, so I hope you'll carry on watching my videos. I'll be covering obviously N gauge, HO, double O and a bit of O gauge, so something for everyone. So feel free to leave comments, and if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and I hope that what I'm doing is of interest, and I'll carry on doing it for as long as people like what I'm doing and I'm enjoying it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.